The X1 Omni was a remarkable upgrade in robot vacuum industry, and I use it for one full year as my primary home robot vacuum. The X1 Omni was a small step-gap upgrade, but the T20 Omni takes everything good was done in the last years with those two models that were almost perfect, making the T20 finally perfect. Ecovacs finally brings all the great features from last year's flagship to a medium-priced model. Really well done, Ecovacs. It reminds me of the iPhone 15 that takes a lot from the previous 14 Pro and takes the base model to the next level. So if you were looking for the X1 Omni and now you're considering the X2 Omni but it's too expensive, I think you should consider the T20 Omni, and hopefully at the end of this video you'll understand why. Especially if you have pets, this is really a great companion for your animal. The T20 shares almost everything with the X1 Omni, same dock, same design, language. However, the robot itself is more similar to the X1 Omni, except that it has the top cover in silver, which I really like, instead of white. Only one button on the dock instead of three, but same battery life, same dimension of clean wastewater bins and dust bag, the same dual side brush and the dual spinning mops that I love, same really smart ICO assistant, obstacle avoidance, and so on. If you want more info about all those features, be sure to catch up with my previous review, I'll leave the link up here. I really like the X1 Omni and I don't have complaints with reusing the same body, Apple does it all the time. Yes, the X2 Omni has the next level new design, but to be honest we are talking about almost 50% price increase and the features are almost the same. That is a 2023 flagship. And it's really nice to see that T20 shares 90% of the best feature except the design, but a lower price. Are you convinced? But what did change? Long story short, in my previous review I pointed out two major flaws, and Ecovacs addressed and solved all of them, which is pretty nice and good that they continuously listen to the feedback. My biggest downside of the X1 and X1 Omni was the lack of lifting mops. It was a big missing considering that other competitors already introduced it last year. T20 Omni finally has got the lifting mops. Thanks, Ecovacs. It's called Intelligent Auto Lifting Mop. When the ultrasonic sensor at the bottom of the robot recognizes the carpet environment, it will automatically stop rotating the mops and lift them and boost the suction power to the max 6000 Pascal. The maximum lift is 9mm, which works very well on short hair carpets. It's a great feature for me considering that my X1 Omni just avoided carpets all the time and I had to manually vacuum them and my big living room carpet every time. And of course it also lifts the mop while returning to the base to avoid stain and cross-contamination. But the most exciting feature is probably an industry first that Ecovacs shared with the X2 Omni as well. And I was a little bit shocked that Ecovacs decided to introduce it also in a lower price model. The T20 does feature a hot water washing on the spinning mops, which is mind-blowing. I was really excited to test this feature and now I want it on every other robot. It's always been a thing in my mind how to clean a tool that cleans the house, which is very important. There was a lot of research from Ecovacs to choose the correct temperature to ensure the best balance between cleaning performance and energy efficiency. To make it simple, engineers discovered that the perfect temperature is 55 Celsius degree. The goal was to clean the mopping pads as good as possible to ensure a better cleaning experience in the house. If mop pads aren't cleaned well, the residual stains will be brought to the ground around the house, from the kitchen to the bedroom, from the bathroom to the child room, And the principle is pretty simple. Oil becomes more soluble and easy to remove at high temperature, therefore easier to wash. So washing mops pads with hot water is smart and has many benefits. First, it removes stubborn oil, stain and dirt from mops. Second, it removes the odor from the mops. Third, the residual temperature on the mops after washing will have a passive benefit while mopping the floor, dissolving all the stubborn stains on the floor. And fourth, it can enhance the detergent if you put cleaning solution in the water. Turns out that 55 Celsius degrees is the perfect temperature to effectively remove animal oils, dust, sticky stains, live food residue. If you go above 55 Celsius, engineers notice that those compounds start a process that makes them some kind of gelatin, and this becomes a problem since it increases the difficulty of washing them, making everything really sticky and viscous. So 55 is the sweet spot to ensure the best results. And here's test of the feature. And here we have a comparison with the cleaning with cold water, and then you have hot water with 55 Celsius degree. And the result difference is pretty impressive. Yes, this is a borderline test just to explain you this effect, but just imagine how big of a difference it will make in everyday life, in things you probably won't even notice, but that are there. One thing that I didn't like though is that with this system there will be more oil that will remain in the dock after washing the mops, and this dock is the same as the X1 Omni, which cannot be removed, and it's pretty hard to clean it effectively. I wish you could just remove the dock and clean it separately. And also still no automatic floor solution addition. I think this could have been really nice. It would have been really awesome to use the hot water also while cleaning. I don't think this is really impossible since you already have something that heats the water inside. Probably next year model. My second gripe was that the spinning mops are simply smaller than the robot's width and cannot reach the wall's baseboard, leaving a small gap area between the robot and the wall that isn't mopped. And Dream introduced the MopXN technology that works really well. They went for hardware. On the other hand, Ecovacs went with software solution. If you enable this feature, it will make a particular movement going into the corners and the wall's baseboard so that they can clean that small gap area. But since it will perform every 7 days only in auto mode, in my opinion this feature is less effective than the mop extend, but it works. So I'm not a super fan, but it's nice to have at least an option. They improved the maximum suction power though, going from 5000 to 6000 Pascal, which is always nice to see, especially on carpets and especially on an $800 robot. And also they introduced a new rubber floor brush, which is better for air tangling and it lasts longer than the one on the X1 Omni that look like a little bit cheap for the price range. The Ecovacs T20 Omni will cost $1099, but for the Black Friday it already is on sale for $799 or lower, which in my opinion is a killer deal for all the features that it brings. In comparison with the X1 2 Omni, it misses only the new design, the 8000 Pascal suction power and AI cleaning, but still has the new hot water mop washing, which is really sick. And I don't think this robot has anything important less than the flagship model. And this is really an indicator that this is the best buy product. If you have an X1 Omni though, I don't think you should upgrade, probably wait another year. So this wrap up for today's video. I really like this medium price T20 Omni with a lot of feature, and I really can't wait to compare it with the X2 Omni, which by the way is on the way. And for that, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay tuned on Shades of Tech. Ciao!